Hi, I'm Gayla Scrivener, ex-corporate girl and now work-from-anywhere adventure seeker. Creating a work-from-anywhere lifestyle isn't without its challenges, but those challenges certainly don't overshadow all the many benefits. What breaks my heart is seeing folks stuck and unhappy in a career and lifestyle when they want more out of life. I believe that we all have the opportunity to create the life of our dreams and earn a living in fun and creative ways to make our dream lifestyle a reality. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms. In this weekly podcast, I share experiences when it comes to growing a lifestyle business through guest interviews, content marketing experience and perspectives, virtual leadership lessons, and I'll even throw in some travel adventures. My hope is through all the interviews, the tips, advice, and personal experience, you'll be inspired and motivated to keep going and creating your dream lifestyle. Life's an adventure. There's no time but the present to live life to the fullest. There and welcome to today's show. I sure do appreciate you being here with me today. I have team on my mind, and I have to say, I think I have the best team ever. Now, I could be biased, and in fact, I know I am. I am biased, but that doesn't stop me from appreciating each and every team member I have every day. I like how we work together. I like their talents. I want to see each one succeed both personally and professionally. I know it sounds like I'm being really gushy over my team right now. Well, I guess I am. But for how good my team is, the fact still remains, leading a virtual team has its challenges. Now, I've led and managed teams now for about 25 years now, and I'm glad that I don't have to deal with office politics and petty little personality conflicts that I had to in the past. Oh my goodness, sometimes I thought I was in a middle school principal in my former corporate life, and I haven't had to deal with that for many years, and I love my current life now. But leading and managing are not the same thing. My client, Genesis Eeks, has taught me that. By the way, she has just released a video about the differences between leading and managing, and you should really check it out just by going to her YouTube channel. I'll have a link to that video in the show notes. And by the way, because I kind of know what's going on in the future for her, while you're there on her YouTube channel, might as well subscribe because she has weekly leadership knowledge nuggets. And in the next few weeks, she's going to talk more about the differences between leading and managing. It's really good stuff. But anyway, because I wanted to grow a business where I wasn't tied down to one geographical area, I wanted to have the ability to be a digital nomad if I wanted to. Or I could just stay in one spot if I wanted to. I just didn't want geography to limit me. So I knew right away that having a virtual team was what would fit best with me and what I wanted to achieve. And in the beginning, I chose to hire part-time employees for my team instead of independent contractors. Now, I have a couple of independent contractors, but for the most part, my team consists of employees. The reason? I wanted to own the process. I wanted to create the processes and own that and have the Scrivener Solutions way. And I wanted employees to help me develop the company process and systems. For my business model, having employees was the right choice for me. Now, I like how Scrivener Solutions is an independent contractor for our clients because that works well for them. Our clients like having the services we provide and tap into our systems and processes to get their content published on a consistent basis. And they don't worry about having to manage several individuals or figure out all the steps. For at least their content marketing piece, they don't have to have SOPs for all of that. They can lean on us. Now, when leading a virtual team and making it work well, communication channels are the single most important piece in this whole process. But really, when you think about it, communication is super important regardless of whether you're a virtual or you're in person, right? Communication, it's super important. We have a few communication tools that we use to promote teamwork, but when it comes to training, and this is what this podcast is about, training, the communication tool that's probably by far my favorite is Screencast-o-matic. Now, Screencast-o-matic is a screen recorder software, and there are others out there, and way back about 10 years ago when I first started Scrivener Solutions, there didn't seem to be very much available out there. And the top one, I think, and one that's still used quite a bit out there is Camtasia. And I think I'm saying that right. Camtasia. Well, that software is about $300. And back then, I didn't think I could afford it. And I just kept my eyes peeled for some other tool out there that I could afford. Because when I first started having like 0 clients and living off savings, $300 was a lot. So then a realtor friend of mine who was in the same networking circles that I was in, she told me about Screencast-o-matic, and she used it. She learned about it in her realtor world, but she used it, and she used the free version. And it was perfect for her needs because she was training her virtual assistant on some of the steps of listing a house on certain websites. And so she was just showing them. And she said that the free version was perfect for her. It did limit the time of the videos, but she said that didn't matter because these little training videos should have been short. So she just needed to be very concise on that. And the video had a watermark. Well, since it was just going to somebody internal and it wasn't going out on YouTube or anything like that, she was just like, hey, I don't care about that watermark. I immediately, back then, and it's been, 6 or 7 years ago or more, I immediately tried it out and I haven't looked back. And not long after I was using the free version, I ended up paying for it because it was so affordable. I'm not exactly sure, but I think I may be grandfathered into an older plan because I pay every 3 years. But I saw on their website that their current plan, their current deluxe plan, is only $1.65 a month. So that's like less than $20 a year. Oh my gosh, that is so affordable. When you upgrade, you can have longer videos and there's no watermark. And I mainly got it to get rid of the watermark, quite honestly. Screencast-o-matic is compatible with PC, Android, and Apple. I use it on my laptop and Chromebook. And it makes it super, super easy to record just your screen, or you can record yourself and have yourself as full screen, or you can have picture in picture. So it's great on that. And here's the thing. You can also edit and add captions if you want. And there's a lot of different editing features that are simple, and it's not fancy editing software by any means, but all the features that most other screen recording software has. It has. And I love it. Now, just before COVID, there was a piece of software that was gaining popularity, and it was called Loom. And during COVID, since it was gaining popularity during COVID, and a lot of people in my circle started mentioning it, I started using it. And I tried it, but I came back to Screencast-o-matic. Honestly, probably it's because I used it for so many years and I'm used to it and it serves my purpose as well. So why learn something else that does the exact same thing? Now, for more complicated video production, that's more of a tool for Adobe Premiere. And I haven't taken the time to get to know that program well. I am not a videographer. Instead, sometimes I peek over my husband's shoulder once in a while to see how he's putting together a video, and he uses Premiere for our travel blog videos. He doesn't consider himself a videographer, but it's pretty fun to do those things and look back on our travel blogs. So communicating to the team, I cannot tell you how many hundreds of videos I've done. Sometimes it's best to show and tell than it is to try to, write something and out the instructions in Slack or an email or whatever. I do quick videos to give project feedback. And if someone is having an issue, I try to record what I'm doing to fix that issue for them and then have them watch that so that they can see how I'm problem solving to resolve it, or for instructions on how they can fix it next time. So I use a lot of video. I use Screencast-o-matic also for the Gear Up videos found on the Scrivener Solutions YouTube channel. I'm much more comfortable with doing the little how-tos for the team than doing these more produced videos to put up there on YouTube. But I have noticed that the videos that I am doing from way back, I don't know, I've got a fairly old one out there, but I have noticed that the videos do get better over time. And it's certainly the quality of the video is not the fault of the software. It's not the video quality of that. It's not the software issue. It is all user issue, in my case anyway, because I just need to get used to the whole video process and get comfortable with being on YouTube more often. But I have sent quick little videos too to clients to show them what to do on their end to help them along a project. So it's a very helpful tool. And if you're not using or have something really easy that you can capture your screens to show people, to communicate with, or to produce your own videos in an affordable way, Screencast-o-matic is a really good tool. And here's the thing that when you're producing a lot of videos, here's the thing that would hang me up. It's the organizing the videos so that they're easier to find and refer back to. And in the past, it's just been kind of terrible, honestly. With a virtual team, I found myself just doing videos for one team member just to communicate to them. And what happened was that only they knew that the video existed, and honestly, they'd watch the video and then forget that it was done. They did what they needed to do and just move on. And then what if duties changed? Duties shifted. It was hard for me to remember with all the videos that I had recorded where I had saved it because I was not consistent on my saving methods. I couldn't remember if I recorded on a process or not, and so I'd end up recording another one. So we've tried different ways over the years, filing them in different folders like the client folder or filing them in a Screencast-o-matic cloud storage. But Screencast-o-matic's cloud storage is a great option. It's your own private YouTube is what it is. And you can make some of them public or private. All mine are private. And then you can organize them in folders. So it is a sound way. Over the years, I've tried a variety of ways. And the truth is, I'd get hung up in the moment of quickly recording as I'm doing a task. And I'm recording this task for what I hope is the very last time I have to do it. And then I just shuffle it off to whoever's responsible. They watch it, and then it gets buried and forgotten. And in theory, this is really good about having video is a fantastic way to use them for SOPs or standard operating procedures. I highly recommend that. But the thing is you need to slow down. I've learned this firsthand. Slow down and get it organized and documented in the right way so that you have a consistent way of finding the catalog of resources that's at your fingertips. Most of the project feedback videos really do become obsolete almost immediately after, they're watched. They don't warrant a standard operating procedure, and they just simply need to be deleted. So we need to have a process of systematically kind of clearing some of those things out, deleting those. It's just simply a way to verbalize, because sometimes things get lost in translation when you're not showing and telling. It just does. Well, a while back, I had picked up the book Systemology by David Jens, and I was pleased to read, honestly, that I had implemented some of the same practices that he illustrates in the book, but I just didn't feel as organized as I could. And Systemology gave me some fantastic ideas for organizing our policies better. There were light bulbs that were just going off for me. And it seems like this is the year for SOPs. We're more than halfway into the year, and I know my staff are getting tired of me SOPing everything because this is our mode. This is the year of becoming super organized and formalizing all of our processes. And we're filing them away and writing them in a certain way. The videos are embedded. All these videos that need to be an SOP, those videos are embedded into the written checklist or the how-to document. That's basically our SOPs. And it's pretty nerdy of me, I know, but I am so excited to see how it's all coming together and taking shape. And it turns out, after almost 10 years of being in business, we have a lot of policies and a lot of how-tos, and the team is now getting, I just love seeing it work. They're getting a more global picture of what all we do for clients, and they don't have so much tunnel vision. It's a beautiful thing. Now, do you remember last week, my guest David Robertson talked about teaching his clients the Apprentice Steps in training staff? If you remember, those apprentice steps are: first, you do, they watch; second, you do, they help; third, they do, you help; and then fourth, they do, you watch. If you didn't catch that episode, I highly recommend it. It's just the episode right before this one, episode 171. And he had a lot of great stories of how he built his business and his mindset and his transition. But doing these apprentice steps, when he was saying that, I figured out, I think I do that periodically. The videos on Screencast-o-matic are very much, hey, I'm telling you what to do. Here are all the steps. Do it this way. And then, write out a policy on that. But doing the apprentice steps, this is very doable in a virtual setting. He was talking about sitting alongside somebody, but it's very doable in a virtual setting as well, especially with Zoom and how you can, share screens. You can even record, and that is super helpful. Now, I have a weekly check-in meeting with each of my staff. Every week, I meet with them individually and we talk about their projects at hand. Most of the time, they are simple phone calls. But sometimes, though, when I want to show them something and it would be best to have instant feedback during me showing them whatever I needed to show them, we do a Zoom call. We share the screens and we record. A lot of times, my staff will type up the checklist or SOP based on that video recording, and then I review what they've written up, and then it gets filed into our new SOP procedure. So it's really cool. We now have a process that we can put a review date on these SOPs, which like I said, I'm being kind of nerdy about this, but having that review date out on a future date, it helps us determine if that policy is outdated and it needs to be updated, or it just needs to be removed altogether because it's no longer relevant. So we can archive those things. With what we do in content marketing, it seems like it's an ever-changing world. So screens change, better steps happen or are developed, just stuff changes. So policies need to change. In reality, you could record little how-tos using your Zoom account. But here's the thing, Zoom does not have the editing capabilities like a screen recorder like Screencast-o-matic does. I don't ever edit my quick videos to my staff, but I still use Screencast-o-matic instead of Zoom because it's what I'm used to and I like it. So I just go to my go-to. If you're in a pinch though, and you don't have any other screen capture and you're trying to communicate with a team member and you need that video in a pinch, since you most likely have Zoom. Now, I know this is with the paid account with Zoom, and I'm not sure with the free version, but I'm pretty sure you can do this. But all you have to do is record a meeting with yourself and record the screen, and you have your little how-to. You're not going to edit it or anything like that. Just use Zoom if you're in a pinch. It's an alternative. My philosophy is use what you've got, right? So there you have it. One of my favorite team communications tool that really serves so many purposes. And I don't hear about Screencast-o-matic much in my circles of networking with my peers who also run virtual businesses. But I decided not to mess with any other current fad and just go with and continue to use with what works for me. And I wanted to share with you the communication tool because I think it's super important, but who knows? It may be the right solution that would fit your needs. It may be just affordable enough and simple enough to use that it makes a world of difference in your business. So I wanted to share what I do. So if you like this episode, I would love for you to leave a comment. And if you don't already subscribe, I'd be honored if you would. But be sure to scroll down before you leave this episode. Be sure to scroll down to the show notes and grab the links to all the resources that I've mentioned. Not only to Screencast-o-matic, which, full disclosure here, is an affiliate link, and that affiliate link gives you 20% off of services. You can use my link, or you can use, just Google Screencast-o-matic and use their link. But getting 20% off, it's going to be even lower than $20 a year. Also, in the show notes, you'll have links to Systemology and even a video that's on the Scrivener Solutions YouTube channel that I was talking about Screencast-o-matic for policies and procedures. Maybe that would be helpful too. So if all of these policies and procedures have your head swimming, or your head swimming because you're thinking, oh, in my near future, I have got to manage a ton of folks. Well, if you're a coach or a consultant who's earning a six-figure income and are ready to scale further and don't want to mess with a ton of employees or have to come up with all the policies that go along with your content marketing plan, let's talk. Honestly, our Scrivener Solutions clients they just love that they don't have to manage a ton of people. And they have the ability to tap into our experience and our processes to keep them consistent with publishing their content and helping them build their brand. Not having to manage a whole bunch of staff and all the details of content management, they love that. They're getting the expertise of designers, writers, project managers, and all sorts of digital marketing experience. And that makes a big weight be lifted off of our clients' shoulders. That's what they tell us anyway. The Scrivener Solutions team realistically can only onboard one new client a month for our Done For You service package. Now that's our top of the line service package, and we only onboard one at a time because we are proud not to be a huge agency. What's important to us is that we take the time to get to know each of our new clients well enough in the beginning so that we can learn to represent them well online. We want our clients to be successful. We want to make it easier for them. We want them to look and sound on brand and just make them shine. And if you're ready for a content team so that you can free your time up to do other things and wondering how all of it works, it's easy. All you have to do is go to the contact page of ScrivenerSolutions.com and you'll see that you can schedule a time for you and I to talk and have about a 30-minute chat. So, super easy. ScrivenerSolutions.com, contact page. I think it says schedule a call. Could be contact. Can't remember right now. But anyway, thanks for listening. Until next time, have a fantastic week.